Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the brand new series, What is Wednesday? What is Wednesday is the new series that we get into the nitty gritty, everyday problems that people are feeling, facing, dealing with, going through, seeing, and just looking to vent off a little steam. This is a series where your whatever grinds your gears, so to speak, can be said. People from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram can say anything. Also, any of you, my subscribers, can join in and say anything. So voice your opinion now, and let's get into this. Hi everyone, I am your host Cherish, and as you just heard, this is What is Wednesday. Today is episode 9. We also have a very special birthday. Say happy birthday to Sarabi. Today, little Missy is 1 year old. Happy birthday. Okay, go play. Sorry, editing Cherish really quick. I almost forgot a very important birthday coming up. I want to wish a happy birthday to my second oldest nephew, who is turning 8 on Sunday. So happy birthday, Bubbles. As you guys know, if there is ever a shout out you want me to give somebody, be it you or somebody you love, just let me know down in the comments. You can also go to any of my social medias and let me know down there. I will be glad to do it. So, the PS, always the same, not gonna change. So the PS is, if something is said that you don't agree with or don't like, you have the option to skip over that question and move on to the next. You also have the option to, if you don't like the entire topic of that week, you can skip and wait till next week. If you are that upset, you do also have the free option to go down into the comment section and complain and make a what is for yourself. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, my first what is comes from a friend on Twitter, and she says, what is a good way to thwart off catfishers, or rather figure out an easier way to find out if you're being catfished? I'm tired of it happening so much to me, and I just want to make it stop, but don't know how. So this is a very good one. I myself, as you guys have seen, have gotten into it a couple times myself. I actually did, in talking to a couple people, I did try and figure out something for them, and I came across this idea that if you think you're being catfished, you should tell the person that you think is catfishing you to take a picture of themselves. For instance, I would tell a catfisher, hey, you said you're 52. Okay, so hold up your fingers. That is 5 minus 2, which is 3. So if they take a picture holding a 3, I know that they're legit. If they take a picture just going like this or just smiling, I know that it's really not them. So I have not yet been able to try this theory out. I'm not wanting really to ever have to. So, yeah. Alright, the second one comes from a friend on Instagram. She says, why is addiction so hard to overcome? I mean, I get it. That's why they call it an addiction. But man, trying to come off it is harder than doing it. I have been a bulimic since I was 12, being body shamed in middle school, and saw a model do a life story on a show, and I started to do it, but I wound up going the other way when I got a thyroid issue in high school, and instead of losing weight, I ended up gaining more weight. It sucked. Now I have to be in rehab every week to meet with a sponsor and get clean. That really sucks. So the third one comes from my RP group member on Twitter, and she says, why is it a bunch of people are getting happier because they are starting to open back up slowly? But I'm over here like, dudes, the virus isn't gone yet, because it will never really be gone. I'm scared AF to be around people. I hated lockdown, but I hate being around people more. I can really kind of relate. I'm actually really scared. I actually have a virus story that I haven't released yet. It's probably going to come maybe the beginning of June. I'm hoping to actually have it finished. I'm just so nervous filming it, and there's just a lot of emotions behind it for me. But I've actually had the virus twice. myself, and I am scared to get it again. I don't want to get it again. So this one is from another member of the RP group on Twitter, and he says, why is it that things are supposed to be going back to normal when there is no real normal anymore? But if normal is what is supposed to be, then why haven't store times changed back? Why is everything still closed too early? I go to work at 9 p.m. and get off at 4 a.m. only to sleep for 3 hours and go back to work at 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. How is a guy supposed to live alone and survive alone on no food? In past days, I was able to go to a 24-hour store at 5 a.m. and get all my shopping done before I went to sleep. Now, Instacart is so useless because no one wants to get me food at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. So, yeah, I have to wait till my day off. And, dudes, I only get one, and it isn't even 24 hours. Like, it's like 15 short. So, yeah, come on, stores, get it together. Yeah, that is something that I ponder myself a lot. It's like, okay, y'all are trying to say we're opening things back up, but the store times haven't changed. I do hope that the stores plan to change back to the time that they used to be, because that would suck if they don't plan to. It would really suck. So the next one comes from a friend on Facebook. And he says, this is something I think people might find funny to think about for themselves. What is one social media or media site, aka Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, etc., do most people find back then they didn't use as much as they use now or use more than ever? So I think that's really funny. I'm sure a lot of people are finding themselves watching Hulu and all that stuff way more. So it is something y'all can think about is, true, what did you not used to do so much that you do now more than you ever used to do? I personally can say that Grubhub and DoorDash are something that my family has been doing more than we ever did before. When DoorDash and Grubhub first started, we thought, oh God, that is so lazy. Like, get the hell out and go to a store and go get your food. Or go to a restaurant, go pick up your food. Like, how hard is it to go? Now it's like, okay, we rely on drive-thru and DoorDash and Instacart and Grubhub and stuff like that we never used to even think were something you needed. So I myself can personally say that is a big change for us. Okay, so this next one is actually from my cousin. So Angel says, what is one thing you do now on lockdown that before lockdown you thought was lazy or pointless? I actually have 3 things I use more now than ever. Instacart is one. I feel like not going to the store was so lazy. Amazon Prime, of course, but I choose this one because I was never a Prime member. I found that it was just being impatient. Now I have to use it. And Grubhub, my favorite restaurant, has no drive-thru where I live, and my wife always got to have her sweet tea from this place, and while she was pregnant, she was overly obsessed and about her tea. 8 years later, it's like coffee for regular people. If she doesn't have a sweet tea cold on the table when she first wakes at 4 a.m., she is literally a monster all day. So yeah, that does kind of correlate with the friend from Facebook saying things that you have to think about what's different now versus back then that you never used to do that you now do. So this one is actually from a couple people, but it came in many different ways. And it's something I myself am actually questioning too. So maybe some of you out there are going to question it too. So what is going to be the official end of lockdown? Will it be someone saying it's over? Or will it be when everything is open? How will we know when we can be around people again? I know most people wonder if it will ever be safe to even be around people ever again. How different will everything be? Because if everyone goes back to how it was before all this started, won't it just come back? Because things have started opening already, and there are already more deaths and way more cases a week than when we all stayed inside and stayed on lockdown. What is going to be considered safe if all we're doing is going to be back around people. I now see people who don't wear masks, and I feel scared to be around them. We're supposed to be 6 feet apart, but now people aren't staying at a distance. They think lockdown is over, and with that, you can now stand right on top of people. So yeah, how will all this work, and who is going to give us the answer to all the questions? I know the big man in the White House hasn't given us any answers that make me feel safe, because he wants all of us to be done, and so do so many other people. But how are we going to be safer not bring it back? And that's something very, very true. That's something I question myself. There are already people in stores walking around no masks. There are people, walking around the neighborhood no masks. There are people having parties, congregating. Just the other night, one of our neighbors down the street was already having a birthday party, and they went well into the wee hours of the morning. So yeah, I'm right there with a lot of these people. Moving on, I want to get to the fun part of this episode and move away from the confusion and it is supposed to be a place where you can complain and feel, safe to say whatever you want. So yeah. First, I want to start off, as you guys can see in the background, I have made some t-shirts that I was really wanting to show off. I'm actually wearing one of them. I know they are nothing special to a normal person who likes to wear lighter. This one is actually just a funny pun. Basically, I turned it into something that didn't originally say what is Wednesday. It was basically talking about freedom. So I figured it was a funny one to kind of turn into like a Jeopardy thing. So it's what is don't mess with my freedom Wednesday. So I figured it was like a play because it says don't mess with my freedom, but I decided to make it kind of like a Jeopardy pun because they always say the answer and then you're supposed to say what is blah 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 blah. So I don't know, I thought it would be fun. The other shirts that you guys will see. This one might be a little bit too dark for you guys to actually see other than like the orange that's sticking out. This one is a little more clear. This one is way more clear. The only reason that this one right here is like not as clear is because farther away, it's the dark of the shirt just takes over. But these are some things that I decided to make. I think I said already in a couple of videos, you guys are willing to, if you want, I can make you ones that talk about it, if you even care. If you don't, that's okay too. A couple of the people who actually already saw the update video were saying, what if a prize was a t-shirt? Does it only have to be for men? And could I make something different other than what is Wednesday was another one. Well, I will probably say yes, as long as you send me a t-shirt. Basically tell me what you want on it and I would be happy to do that, I guess. But the What is Wednesday is specific for this series, and that's why I was doing the t-shirts. So I don't know. Like I said, this is the part of the series where I give a what is, why /why for my audience to respond to. And on the 10s, I choose 3 random winners to send gifts to. So if you guys watched the update video, you now understand the way that 3 winners are chosen are as many answers as you can possibly give to my question equals a submission. 1 submission for each answer you can give. You can give as many answers as you want as long as every answer is different. You can post it in as many factions as you want. It does not have to be the same faction, but do change it even if you submit in a different faction. So if you submit in Twitter, make sure it's different if you decide to submit in Facebook or here. It does have to be different. It cannot be the same. If it is the same, it won't be counted, unfortunately. Right around Monday, Tuesday, I will go through, and the ones who had the most submissions, the top 3 people with the most submissions, I will pick you. If there is a tie, this was a question that was already submitted already. What if there is a tie? To clarify, if there is a tie, I will basically DM you the next question or another question, and then see how many answers you come up with to that one, and the other person the same thing, and then the winner will be chosen from those 2 people, whoever can answer the most answers to a separate question. So hopefully that clears up that, because like I said, that was a new question just recently asked. So listen up. The question to answer: what is one thing that as a kid your mother told you that not until you were a teen or an adult you now find important? And I will always give like an example answer. If you decide to use my example answer, make sure you change it in a different form so it's not the same as my answer. Example answer: wash behind your ears. So, and then I want to talk about why I chose that one as my example. So, because it is actually something my mom used to tell me, wash behind your ears, and I always thought, haha, that's a joke, that's funny. But it's really not. You really should be washing behind your ears. Okay, so next week, by, like I said, Monday night, Tuesday morning is about the end that I want to do this. Submitting answers. I will collect, see how many each person has submitted, and yes, I will be keeping track of how many you submit. In my little book, I will have a tally with each person who submits and the number that they submit, and then I will be screenshotting my favorite ones, and at the end of 10th video, which is next week, the end of 10th episode, I will say my top 10 favorites that were created. Someone was asking, will I say how many each person did? And yes, I will. When I announce the 3 winners that I've chosen, I will say how many you submitted. And then, like I said in the updates video, once I say, and I will do the who won at the beginning, not at the end. So I will say who is the 3 winners at the very beginning. And then, like I said, I will give you probably till roughly around Saturday to respond back to me. If you do not respond back to me, I will assume you didn't want to win and you were just doing this for fun, and I will then choose another winner, but I will choose that other winner and just contact them. I won't be making a video saying it was changed. I won't do anything like that. I'm not going to put you on blast if you decide you don't want it, you just wanted to have fun. If that is what you're doing, do make sure you tell me somewhere in the comment section or somewhere in my DMs of any of my factions. Just make sure you let me know. If you're just wanting to do this for fun, that is totally fine. Do this for fun. Answer the question for fun. Just because it is fun. Just like submitting all the what is. The what is are not anything that you should feel like you have to do. It's up to you to do. It is up to my viewers, up to anybody, up to my friends, any family, people like that. It's up to you to actually do. You don't have to feel like you're being forced to. I would never force you to do that. So I hope that clears up everything, and yeah, let's see who can answer my question the most. That's all I have for you in this video. Good luck to anybody and everybody who wishes to play and join in. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully the update gave you an insight on how this is all going to work, and it's still going to work out for you. Like before I start getting a bunch of questions from a bunch of you guys going, does that mean we're not submitting any what is? No, I still do want you to submit what is and why is to be read for episode 10. This is just an extra part. It's like a game version for 9 and 10. So I do still want you guys to submit what's and what/whys. It does not mean that because of the game you're not. It's just an extra additive of fun. So if you only choose to do the what is/why is, that's fine. But if you choose to answer my question, that's fine too. I just wanted to throw that in here really, really quickly before everybody start going, wait, are we not supposed? Yeah, no, you can. So yeah, feel free to still submit your what is and why is. Have fun, you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next week for episode 10. Bye.